Hello students, today we practice some more programs on linear search. Last class we practiced two programs, that is one to search a particular search element in a list and we are going to display whether we found the element or not. The same logic we tried in one more method also. By taking the integer type data, instead of the boolean flag we took it as position and initial value was -1, and based on this we are changing the value of position to that index number. Accordingly we displayed the position of that search element. So where exactly we are finding that element in an array, that's what these two programs we practiced, and also I gave you these two questions also along with the notes. I have given you the solutions. So today we'll continue some more programs on linear search. So I'll type the question for you now. So first question is same, we'll try to go with the initialization of an array only. So first program I'll give you for initializing and the second program I'll give you on reading array and for searching elements. So let us see what exactly the today's question we are going to practice. So I'll write a short form now, write a program to initialize an array. So let me take 6 elements, initialize an array with 6 student ID and corresponding student name and section in section 6 student name and corresponding student name and their section by taking two more array. That is, now search for student ID. If found, then display student name along with section, means in which section they are in. So something like that. So we are going to take 3 array, one is for student ID, one more is for student name and one more we are taking for section, like section A, section B, C, D, E, something like that. So based on that, so this is what initially stored, the list is already available, that's what we are initializing inside the program. Then we'll ask the user to give the search student ID to search, then we'll display what is the student, that particular student ID, what is the name of the student and in which section the student is. That's what the program. So we are going to write now. So this, let me make it as a question, I'll make it as comment now, the description of the program. Since we are initializing an array, so there is no reading statement, directly I'll start with the program. So let me take a L search 3 because last class we worked 2. So this is the third question we are practicing today. Then this method name I can change, that's what in BlueJ you can write any method name here. And also I told you last class you can make the method as static, so no need of creation of an object. So let me take one student ID here. So initial value let it be 103, it can be in any order. For linear search you can store the array in any order. So not necessarily all the ID number has to be in a sorted order, it can be in any order. So 101 I'll take now. Then 109, 107, then 103, sorry, 3 is already there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more I'll take 6 because 6 student ID we are taking. I'll take one more as 108. Okay, now we have to store the corresponding for this student, corresponding student name. So let me make one string array. So I'll take the initial value as, now let me take this one student name, second student, okay, then I'll take it as Akanksha, then one more student name will take, then 4 over 5 and 6. let me take here one more. I'll take it as Niharika, because section wise order I am going. It can be in any order, but still I am typing it in order here now. Then the next one I'll take it as Nikita. Okay, you can see now. Yeah, so this is ID, string name we are taking. Now ID, name, corresponding sections, in which section the students are seated, or in which section the students are, or particular section name we have to store now. So I'll take it as one character array. Character, let me take the relevant name. I'll take section SEC. So here I'll store it as, since it is a character type, I have to enclose that in a single quote. Okay, A section, Gagan is in A, then Nandan is in B, then next student Akanksha is in C, then next D section Niharika, then Sinchana is in E, then Nikita is in F. If you want to interchange the data, you can change it here, no problem. Suppose if I want to bring, if I change that name Nikita here, then Nikita is in which section? F section. Accordingly the data has to be changed here also, something like this. Okay, so initial data are stored as usual. We take integer I for the index purpose. Then I'll take boolean flag. You all know the importance of flag value. Let the initial value be false here. So here already the data are initialized. Integer I for index purpose, flag I have taken. Now I have to start with the for loop to search, or to start with linear search. So we start with 0. I go on I less than 6 now. Why? Because there are 6 elements in an array, I plus plus. And one more thing, here I have to search. I should take search as an argument, integer search. So let us take search as an argument here, same like previous program only. Now here we are going to compare element by element. That is what we do in a linear search. So here I'll start if ID, because what we are searching is a student ID. If ID of I, actually I is pointing to 0, means the very first element student ID we are going to compare with the search element. So if both are matching, then immediately I set the flag as true, indicating we got the search element. Since I got the search element, I don't want to continue searching. So immediately we give a break. Break will terminate the for loop. It comes out of the for loop. So here I check the flag value. As I told you students, you can write simply if flag, or if you want you can write if flag is equal to true also. Then you are going to display. What question says? If you find that, display student name along with the section. Otherwise, actually you have to write here, otherwise ID not found, something like this. Otherwise you are telling that ID is not found. So here immediately I'll display here system.out.println. When you terminate the for loop, I is pointing to the matching element, is it not? I is pointing to the matching element. That is the reason flag has been set to true. You are coming out. So here you can display name. Second program you all understood in the last example, is it not? So here I'll give name of I. So since I is matching to the, or pointing to the matching element, so name of I will give you the student name. Then the same row only we have stored the corresponding student section also. Will display the section here. Section will display, array name is section of I. That is when flag is true. Else means you did not find the search element, so you can say invalid student ID, or you can say ID not found. So let us see the execution of this program. As I told you, since you have given the method as static, so no need of creation of an object. Okay, once again I'll just show you. See here, here program we are taking integer search as an argument. Here I have taken 3 array, ID, name and section. Flag value is false. This logic is for what? Linear search, where we are searching element by element. So we start to search, based on that we change the flag value, Based on that, we display student name and section, otherwise we display ID not found. Let us compile and see the program execution. So I'll come here. AL Search 3 is my program. I can click on this. Now it is asking me to give the student ID. Let me give 103. So let us check. Yes, name is Gagan, section is A. So if you go through the source code and if you check, I gave the search ID as what? 103. 10 is the very first record. There only we got our search element. Immediately displayed the student name as Gagan and the corresponding student name is what? A. Let us try one more student now. Let me try now by giving one more. Okay. So let us try one more input. Now I'll give 110. What it is saying? ID not found. Why? Because there is no student ID by name 110, 103, 101, 109, but there is no 110. So we got the output as ID not found. Let us try once again. You can check your sample output by giving or varying your inputs. So let me give now 107. So 107 is Niharika, section is D. So we'll see that. You can cross verify by going through with your source code. Okay, 107. So 1, 2, 3, 4th record, 1, 2, 3, 4th one, yes, Niharika, and the corresponding section is D here. So hope you all understood this program. If you want to know, still if you want to understand the working of this particular part, how exactly it is working. So as usual, I have kept one evaluation ready for you. So here, so first is student ID, already I initialized here, these are all the ID, then the corresponding student name, then the student corresponding sections. So these three are the inputs which we have initialized here. So let our search input is 103. Let me take our search input as 103. That is what the input I am going to give here. So initial value of flag is false. So it will come here. I will start with 0. So initial value of I is 0. So you are coming 0 is less than 5, condition true, it comes here. ID of 0 is equal to search. Search is how much? 103. So ID of 0 is how much? 101. So you are comparing 103 with 101. It is not matching. So condition becomes false now. This condition becomes false. It will loop back I plus plus. I will go to next. I will become now 1. So here next I less than 1 less than 5, condition true comes in here. ID of 1. What is there in ID of 1? 107. 107 is going to match with 103. Again condition is false. This condition becomes false. Once again I becomes now 2. So 2 is less than 5. Condition true again comes into the if condition. ID of 2. What is there in ID of 2? 102. 108. 108 is matching to 103. Condition false. Again it loop back. Now I becomes 3. So when I becomes 3, 3 less than 5, condition true, ID of 3. So what is there in ID of 3? 103. So this 103 and this one search element both are matching. You can see here 103 and 10. When I comes to 3, search element is matching. So immediately flag will be set to true. So flag becomes now true. Then break is a jump statement where the control will go out of the for loop. So control will come and reach this condition statement. If flag means it becomes like if true. So what is the value of flag now? True it is. So it is going to check is it true or false. So flag value is already set to true. Condition is true here. So you are going to display name. So what is the output you get on the screen? Name. So nm of I. So when you say break, I is pointing to 3 index numbers. See, I changed the color of the index number. You can able to make out here. I is pointing to 3. So similarly, nm of I. So I value is 3. So nm of 3, what is the output you get here? Niharika is the matching a student name you will get for that. Then corresponding student section. Section is the next output. So you will write section of 3. I value is 3 here. I value is 3. So So section of 3 is what? D. So you will get the output as D. That is what the output you checked also just now. So this is how the program is working. So hope you all understood the evaluation of this program also. Please practice the same thing. I am going to give you one PDF file. The same program is given to you. Practice the same program first before you attempt the homework question. So now let me take one more example. If you observe this question, I am initializing an array. These three arrays are initialized. So all the three programs, so first 3 programs you have learned so far, all 3 we are initializing and we are taking search as an argument. Now let me make small change to this program where we read an array and we read the search element. Again we apply searching. So remember student, for reading use a separate loop and for searching you use a separate loop. So let me take next question now. I'll type the question now so that you all can able to understand. Let me take lsearch4 as my new program. So the next program now. So let me write a program to read 5 product code. Let me maximize screen. Okay, product code, then code name and corresponding stock available. It is something like product details we are storing, stock available. So how many arrays you require here? Code 1 array, second array for name, product name, and the corresponding how much this product is available, that will be your third array. So 3 arrays you are taking. Now search for product code. If found, if you find that product code, then display product name along with stock available. Otherwise display invalid, I can say here invalid product code. So this is the question now. So let us write this program now. I will make this entire description or question as comment. So we'll start. See, if you observe this question, we are reading. We are no more initializing, we are reading. So as you all know, we require import statement now. Import java.util.start. So import the program. Then start with the class lsearch. I have taken the program like this. You can change the name, you can keep any name. So let me make once again method as static. So as you all understood, no need of creation of an object, directly you can execute. Void, I keep the method name as display. I am not taking search as an argument. I am going to read the search element from the keyboard. So let us take how many array now? 3 arrays. One is code. So we are declaring now new integer of 5. Second one is to store the product name, nm I'll take, new string of 5. Next is integer stk, for stock I'll take, new int of 5. So along with this I'll take integer I for index purpose, then boolean flag, let that initial value be false. Based on searching we make it as true. Then here take a scanner class, scanner obj. You can take it as SC also if you are practiced with that. So new scanner of system.in. So we are going to ready with the keyboard input. Now it's a user friendly application we are writing. So let us give now system.out.println. Now you ask the user enter how many? 5 product code, then name, then stock, how much is the stock available. So for reading, as you all know, you require one for loop. Let initial value be 0, I less than 5, that is the number of the size of an array, I plus plus. So here how do we read now? Code of I is equal to obj dot next int. All of you know reading array, correct? Then similarly you read the product name of I is equal to obj dot next of to read a string type data. Then stock is integer type, stock of I is equal to obj dot next int. So you are reading all the three array. So once you finish with this is the end of your for loop. So this for loop is exclusively for reading array. So do not combine your reading and searching. Once the list, only when the list is ready only you can able to start searching in an array. So keep your array ready first. Once the list is ready, now you ask the user. See, normally when you go for a programming, list will be available, you will be asking for searching which element they wanted to search. Since both the thing we are going to search it as a single program we are writing, so we are only reading the array first. Immediately we will ask the user to give search element, because we are going to test how exactly linear search is working by reading array. So both we are giving in a single program itself. But normally practically when you go, array will be available already, you start from searching. So here we'll ask. So we finish with reading an array. So we are asking now, enter product code, go to search. So here search. So here I need to take one variable integer search. So this is to input product search. To input the search product. So for that I am taking one search variable that I am going to read now, obj dot next int. So what variable you are using, you have to declare in the beginning. Now list is ready. Now we are asking a search element. Now we have to start with linear search. So logic what I am starting now is for linear search. Let me write I is equal to 0. As you all know, linear search will check element by element from the beginning of the array till the end. So I less than 5, starting from beginning, I plus plus. We go element by element. If so, array name is code, first product, if it is equal to search, immediately your logic remains the same, no change in that. Flag, you make it as true, immediately you give break. So once you come out of that, check for the flag value, flag, then immediately you are displaying system.out.println. So product name. So name of the product is stored in a variable nm, and as you all know, I will be pointing to the matching element when you come out of the for loop. So nm of I you are giving. Similarly, immediately you are printing how much is the stock available for that. So you can write here stock available. So here you give stk of I. Immediately close the for loop. In the else part, suppose if you do not find the element, then here you display system.out.println. So here you can say invalid or code not found, code not found. So here invalid product code. Okay, what question is saying, you type like that only, invalid product code, type this. Now end of the method and the class. So let me compile the program. So no errors. Let us execute. Students, you please understand the concept here. This is for linear search. I just summarize once this program. Question is to read everything, array also, even search element also you are reading. So import statement. So 3 array we have declared here. Since we have declared no data available, so we have to ask the user to enter 5 product code, name and stock. Then based on that we are going to read that. Once the list is ready, now we are asking the user in that list which product they are searching for. So we'll ask the product code to search. Based on that, here once we ask the user to give the search element, so now this is the logic to search element. Based on searching, we display here product available or not available. So let me compile the program now. So I'll come here. So here execute this, enter 5 product code. So here we give the input, so enter 5 product code and name and stock. So let me give 101, product name, let me give it as name, stock available is 100 numbers, okay. 107 pencil, I'll make it as 120, products are available. 103 eraser, this I'll take it as 150. 104 then pen stand, let me take the input, okay, 150, 150 is a stock available. Then 105 marker pen, product detail it is marker pen, so 50 is available. So my inputs are over, let us see now, means it is going to ask for search element. So in this, which one I am searching for? I want to search for 104. So what is 104? 104 is what? Product name is pen stand for 104. Stock available is how much? 150. This is what the output you get. As you all know, you copy the entire thing, press Ctrl C, come back to your program, and here you can paste the program here. Students, you all understood how exactly. If you still want to know how exactly its evaluation, so till reading, searching, once you finish with that, this is what the searching part of the program is. For you to understand this searching part and the if and else part, how exactly the output, for that I have taken evaluation now. So here we have taken product code, name and stock. So here this is what the details. So here based on that we are going to read the data. So assume that my search element is 102. So I am going to search 102 element. So initial value of I is 0. So code of, all of you know that 0 less than 5, code of 0. What is there in code of 0? 103. 103 is not matching with 102. Again I plus plus. Now when I comes to 1, code of 1, yes, code of 1 is matching with search element. Immediately flag will be set to true. Break will take the control outside of the loop. It will come and reach this if condition. And here while coming out you made the flag as true. So what is the latest value of flag now? True here. It is true. Flag value is true. So it comes out of this for loop. If flag, if true. So what exactly output you are getting? Product. You are going to get product name. So when you say break, where exactly I is pointing to? I is pointing to 1. So nm of 1 will be what? Nm of 1 will be, it is pointing to pencil. Then stock available. Now here it is STK of 1. STK of 1 is how much? 100. This is what the output you get. So if you keep the array and if you evaluate, you will definitely will understand. Students, practice more on this. So along with this I am attaching one PDF file. In that today what we practice the same question with the answer or input output I have given. Along with that I have given the second question. This is the second one, which is a product details. Along with that you have 2 homeworks question on linear search. So please write these 2 programs. Okay, solution will be given in the next class. So while writing this, refer program 3. For the second question you refer program 4. And one more thing students, what we are practicing is on linear search, and if you check here what we are comparing or what we are checking for search element is a integer type data. So in the next class I will tell you how exactly we do on string type searching also. Okay, thank you. Practice thoroughly and come for the next class.